Back again. That face is scary. I tried to mention something about that incoherently in my last little attempt at this. That is a weird fucking face. There must be some kind of tribal... Is it the Inuit? No, because that's like one of the different... Some of the This is where I get really racist, but fucking Eskimo-ish motherfuckers that were around in Canada before... that were around in Canada before the fucking Europeans, like, nicked it. I saw something about Canadians... I saw this thing about... like these Canadian sportscasters that reference Game Grumps on like the Game Grumps subreddit, and they were taking the from there I went on to like a best of them too, because they just like, well, it seems like they're kind of sports version of a real life sort of Anchorman. Like they just, like the main one just fucking acts like a dick the whole time. It's hilarious. And one of the jokes he made was about like American Thanksgiving. He was going on about how, oh yeah, there's no NHL on like this Thursday because it's American. No, yeah, on Thanksgiving because of American Thanksgiving. But or as we Canadians call it, Thursday. So like, do Canadians have? It's a really funny joke. It's fucking like lol, fucking fuck America. Which everyone who's not American. And a lot of people that are American can still get on board with. Like, it's like when American people pretend, say American people that aren't British do like, oh look at me, I'm taking the piss out of Great Britain, and they do the whole like ultra posh, let's drink tea and discuss our like Nigel Thornberry-ish kind of accents while we try not to stare at each other's horrible, horrifically disfigured faces, noses, and teeth. Of course, the nose is part of the face. You'd be having a bit of an issue if your nose wasn't a part of your face. That would definitely put you in some kind of 1%, like fucking metaphorical 1%. It wouldn't be metaphorical. What would it be? I don't know words. You know what I mean? Fucking you'd be in the minority no matter who you were. Like that Avid Marion character, fucking Cocknose. I mean, like the other way around. Like nose cock? Is that what you'd be called if you had a dick where your nose was? Yeah. Fine. I wasn't planning on going on this many tangents to start with. I was going to talk about how, like, does that make Canada more racist than, or at least just not more militant in how they market their own holidays? Is there a Canadian Thanksgiving? Is that why they call it American Thanksgiving? Because if not, then it's like, well, Americans, like, at least have a little kind of pity holiday for their... Or like, or at least to kind of try and celebrate relations between them and the kind of indigenous peoples that they like stole the land from. If Canadian people don't have that, then surely that makes them like slightly more dickish, at least historically speaking. Of course, a good percentage of them were French. So as an Englishman, I'm going to use that as an excuse. Like back when Americans were still fucking being, still had British accents and were still like British citizens, they were like, oh yeah, let's be nice to the people of this area, whereas the French people were just like, fuck these guys. I do apologise for my I'm like, oh yeah, Canada's a bit racist, am I right? And then I have a go about how the reason for that is because they're French. I do appreciate the irony in that. Is that irony? Fucking... Do you know what? Let's have a look at this, because if I don't think about it, if I just force myself never to think about if something's ironic or not, I'm never gonna like get it in my head. So you guys are just gonna have to bear with me while I try and logic this. So me saying that Canadians are... No, it's not ironic, is it? Because like it would be ironic if it was like, oh god, Canadians are so racist. I'd never be so... I don't know how you directly apply that situation into being ironic, but it definitely isn't ironic. I think it's like, it's just like, oh, I see. Oh, there's a tape. Did I do the ooh there's a tape for this map yet? By which I mean like react to it. Because obviously I haven't got it because it's fucking there it is. I think you climb this somehow and then you get it from there. But yeah, I'm going on about fucking how racist French people are in my head. Is it? Oh, I'm not sure if it's ironic. Oh. If I was more popular, I'd be like, fucking write in and we'll use the comment section to decide, or whatever, but fucking, I might as well just ask each one of my viewers fucking personally. Fucking, irony is complicated. Maybe I'll write a song called Irony. I'll do an Alanis Morissette, and if anyone's done another song about irony like since then, which they probably have, and just be like, no one knows the main sort of riff line, the lyrics of my song based on this would just be fucking, oh my god, no one knows what it is. I don't even know what it fucking is. I'm writing a song about it anyway. Would that be ironic that I'd be writing a song sort of bitching about how people don't know how to use irony, but in a song about irony? I think that one has to count as ironic. If anything in this world is fucking ironic, that must be. I'm a bit of an odds as to what the best way would be to get that. I think you need to just be going way faster than I can at the moment. Maybe some sort of skitching or like huge acid drop to get speed. But yeah, that must. If out of all the things that could be ironic, bitching about people not knowing how to use ironic when they make songs about ironic, when that's like the main sort of premise of this song, that's got to be ironic, right? Like, if nothing else will come out of this Let's Play, fucking, I'm gonna learn how to use the word irony. I think that previous thing about French people and Canadians would have been because British people are never. It wouldn't even be racist. It would be like, because we're all the same race in Europe, aren't we? It would be like just prejudiced. So it'd be like, oh yeah, British people are never fucking prejudiced. Or it would be even more ironic if I was like, oh yeah, French people are always fucking... No, French people... If I said, in fact, that French people weren't prejudiced, but British people are prejudiced, and then I found out that I was actually French, that would be kind of ironic, right? Because I'd be being prejudiced, saying that the race that I actually am isn't prejudiced, all the whilst not knowing that I actually belonged to the race that I thought wasn't prejudiced. That would be ironic, right? And on that, I'm going to do a goal, because I have no idea what's happening.
How you guys doing over here? Is he busting some fat ones?
I don't know who... I do like that background guy's hat. Is he a gardener? I think he's the gardener. I think you actually get a mission off him later. He also has knee pads. Extreme gardening. I'm a fan. Busting some fat ones. Is it me, or is every other line in this game about, like, have a sexual connotation? Or is that just like, back when I used to play this game, I was just sort of getting into the whole idea of what I just said, that almost every sentence can be used to make a sex joke. I was just sort of, you know, scratching the surface, as it were, in that respect. And now I've come back a few years later, like, fully immersed. That's almost my entire, like, fucking, oh yeah, how does Simon make jokes? Well, number one thing he does is he just goes, bow chicka bow wow, or fucking that's what she said, every time he sees anything mildly sexual, which is like a lot of the time. Like, I probably spend more like mental effort on trying to be funny in other ways, but that's just the most common way. Surely you'd be gesturing with your non-camera hand. That guy's just kind of hanging out, he just pointed the lens at his own nads. Maybe that's what it is. He's trying to get just a brilliant shot as he possibly can, and he's thinking, well, there's always time for a good nut shot in the middle of any really good skate video. Maybe he's been in the kind of hardcore Eastern European sort of skate videos, and he's bringing that, like, porn crossover room across the Atlantic with him. Maybe we should do some skating.
Nah, dude, look at him. He can't skate.
Probably really shouldn't have signed with the team then.
Oh.
I like that noise. Soundbite that shit. Maybe if it turns out I can't say anything funny, I'll just spend the rest of this Let's Play randomly editing in that, like, 0.5 second clip in an attempt to be funny. That's a fucking plan.
That fool is still drunk from the hotel party, and I need footage of him to complete this video. He was gonna bust some nollies here at the museum. Can you fill in for him? I won't film your face.
Like I'm talking about, I'm talking about how he's been a porn skate director, fucking film man, and he's like, oh yeah, can you fill in for him? I won't film your face. That's about as much like fucking Girls Gone Wild / hey guy, do you want to be in this porn film? What am I doing? Nollies. You have to press L2. Yeah. I might actually fail this. Yeah, I will. Oh, I might have done it, but I got a bit excited at the end and fucked it up. Oh fuck. There we go. Run out of place to skate. I need to find a good long passageway so that there's no chance of me running out of room at any point. Seriously. I really do think I am in the wrong industry at this point. Industry. I need to stop saying industry when I'm like... I wish I got paid for this. Fucking... If only. Don't think there's enough... Oh! Again, I lost concentration. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's enough money in the... Like, the South Park guys say, or the Canadian guys in South Park say, you know, the internet like makes a lot of money, so... I'm sure it does, but I'm pretty sure I don't deserve any of it at this point. Maybe once you know, I have more subscribers that I haven't like got drunk with than I have. Maybe once that threshold is crossed, then maybe I'll consider myself successful. But until that happens, I'm definitely. Is it paying your dues? Does that include putting out bad content? Because if it does, then that's what I'm doing. Awesome indeed. As long as he turns up at the like the video thing in a black hoodie that says Thug on the front, then everyone will believe it. They should be mass produced. Fucking I'd buy one in real life if I could. I'd wear it all the goddamn time. Maybe I'd implement a face cam just to be like, here is how like zen and in sync I am with my motherfucking like skate avatar. Slightly easier, you have to press 2 buttons instead of 3 buttons. I've got this.
Thanks, that will make perfect filler. Okay, one more part. You skate this plaza and I'll film combos, starting with nollies or pressure flips. We'll need some serious points for some good footage.
So points aren't, so points exist in this world of Tony Hawk's Underground, like, you know, like, it was, there's, you have to wait until you've watched like 5 or 6 seasons of Pokemon before they actually talk about levels. And you know, as in like, you know, fucking level 13 Pikachu, like, you know, like if you're actually playing the video game. I always wondered about that. They sort of canonised it, but at the same time they never really mention it. So it doesn't really... I think it's implied, you know, obviously there's like, this Pikachu is stronger than most other Pikachus, but fucking... You know, that specific measuring thing isn't really implemented, or if it is, it's not like measured. But it seems like it eventually found out that it kind of was, but like, you know, they didn't really discuss it. But I need to stop failing at fucking. Well, first I need to start with a pressure flip, don't I? Oh, Kiss is playing. I don't remember hearing Kiss being played before this point, so I'm gonna pretend it's the first time I've heard them like on this Let's Play. There we go. Oh, I've already beat it. There we go. I started with the pressure, there you go. Now I just need to remember what the fuck I was talking about before. Pokemon and the levels, yeah. So considering this is meant to be the real world, right? I mean, it's a world in which, like, one guy is ridiculously badass at skating to the point where, you know, he would have his own television show. Because, like, player characters in this game can just do ungodly things? Fucking, yeah, I'm gonna claim that's an appropriate use of that word. Ungodly things with their skateboard, just like freaking everyone the fuck out, but people don't really seem to care. So I suppose on that alone, it's not really a. He's also invulnerable, or at least like kind of has Wolverine-based regenerative properties and an invulnerable skeleton, because no matter how injured he gets right up. So I guess it's not really the real world, which is a shame. So I thought it was until I just kind of logicked it into not being that case. So points do exist, but no one really cares. They're like, get some sick. Like the thing at the top, in the UI, it says get the sick score, but normally it's just like when someone's telling you to do it, he's like, I want to see some goddamn skating, or just like fucking show me what you can do, fag, and you're like, all right.